Welcome to our video chapter, Introduction to Money Growth. Have you ever pondered over how your wealth multiplies in a bank? It's a query that might have nudged your curiosity at some point. Now, unravel this captivating enigma. Banks are not just fortresses that safeguard your money. Rather, they're akin to nurseries where your money sprouts and proliferates. Much like how plants require water and sunlight to grow, money too needs a conducive to thrive. This ambience is crafted by banking systems through an ingenious device known as interest. However, it's not just any ordinary interest. It's a unique form of interest vested with the potential to exponentially amplify your wealth over time. And therein lies the secret to financial growth. It's embedded in the enchantment of this exclusive interest, famously termed as compound. To decipher how your money escalates, you must first comprehend the principle of compound interest. Understanding compound interest. So what exactly is compound interest? It's not as complicated as it sounds, promise. Imagine you're planting a tree. The seed you plant is your initial investment, and the tree that grows from it is the interest you earn. Now, what if the tree could grow other trees? That's compound interest in a nutshell. Let's break it down. When you save or invest money, you earn interest. Simple interest is straightforward. You earn a fixed amount based on your initial investment. But compound interest is a bit different. You earn interest not only on your initial investment, but also on the interest you've already earned. This means your money grows at an increasing rate. Think of it like a snowball rolling downhill. As it rolls, it picks up more snow, growing larger and faster. That's your money with compound interest. The snowball effect is what makes compound interest so powerful. The longer your money is invested, the more time it has to grow. Let's look at an example. Say you invest $100 at a 5% annual interest rate. After 1 year, you'll have $105. That's your initial investment plus 5% interest. Now, if that interest is compounded annually, in the second year, you'll earn interest on $105, not just the initial $100. So you'll end up with more than $110. Over time, this difference can become quite significant. In essence, compound interest is like a multiplier for your money. It accelerates the growth of your savings or investments by constantly adding the earned interest back to the principal. This cycle repeats over and over, increasing your money's growth rate each. It's important to remember that the power of compound interest works best over long periods. The longer you leave your money invested, the more time compound interest has to work its magic. So, compound interest is basically earning interest on interest, which accelerates your money's growth. Chapter: The Magic of Compounding. Now that you have a firm grasp on what compound interest is, might be asking, how does it function? Allow me to guide you through the mesmerizing journey of compounding. Picture a snowball rolling down a hill. As it rolls, it accumulates more snow, growing larger with each revolution. That's compounding. It's the mechanism by which your savings or investments grow by earning interest not only on your initial amount, but also on the previously earned interest. Visualize you're depositing money in a bank account that provides compound interest. You initiate with a specific amount, for instance, $1,000. Over a period of time, this amount accrues interest. But here's where the wonder unfurls. The succeeding interest calculation includes not only your initial sum, but also the already amassed interest. Hence, your interest generates more interest. Fascinating, isn't it? Let's delve deeper. Assume you're regularly augmenting your savings, perhaps depositing $50 every month. Over a while, these systematic savings start to accumulate, but with the potency of compounding, they don't simply accumulate, they multiply. Recall the snowball. As it descends down the hill, it doesn't just enlarge due to the snow it's rolling over. It burgeons exponentially because the larger it gets, the more snow it can gather. That's precisely how your savings function. The more you save, and the longer you save for, the more your money can multiply. And the truly enchanting part? The longer you let your money sit, the quicker it multiplies. That's because with every calculation and addition of interest, to your account, the total sum of money earning interest expands. It's a virtuous cycle where your money works increasingly hard for you. The more of it there is, and the longer it stays put. This is the enchantment of compounding. Your money multiplies at an accelerating rate as time progresses. Welcome to our new chapter, how to calculate compound interest. So you may be, how exactly do we calculate compound interest? The process is surprisingly simple. When it comes to calculating compound interest, it essentially comes down to a clear-cut formula. A equals P times 1 plus R divided by N, all raised to the power of N times T. But what do these symbols stand for? Let's break them down. A symbolizes the total amount of money accumulated after N years, including interest. This is the final figure you're aiming to calculate. P signifies your principal amount, which is the original sum you're starting with. This be your first investment or the total you've saved. R refers to the annual interest rate. Remember, this should be in decimal form. So for an interest rate of 5%, you'd use 0.05 in your calculations. N represents the frequency of interest compounding per year. Depending on your specific circumstances, this could be annually, semi-annually, quarterly, or even monthly. Lastly, T denotes the time duration in years for which the money is invested or borrowed. Now, let's bring this formula to life with an instance. Assume you've saved $1,000 at an annual interest rate of 5% compounded annually for 3 years. Your P is $1,000, your R is 0.05, N is 1, and T is 3. Inserting these values into the formula, you'll get A equals 1,000 times 1 plus 0.05 divided by 1, all raised to the power of 1 times 3. Carry out and you'll find that after 3 years, your $1,000 would grow to $1,158.92. That's the magic of compound interest. Your money augments not solely from your initial investment, but also from the interest yielded, creating a snowball effect that can significantly boost your wealth over time. With this formula at disposal, you can readily calculate the compound interest of your savings or investments at any given point. The power of compound interest. Why is it so formidable? The answer lies in time. As we delve into this topic, we will unravel the potency of compound interest. To put it in layman's terms, it acts like a turbocharger for your savings or investments over an extended duration. But what is the mechanism behind it? Let's visualize it in this way. Suppose you are embarking on a long journey, and with each step you take, your stride lengthens just a tad, helping you traverse more distance. This is pretty much the analogy of how compound interest operates. It amplifies your financial stride with time, enabling your money to proliferate faster and faster as the years roll by. To make it more comprehensible, let's illustrate it with a basic example. Assume you commence saving $100 every month at an annual interest rate of 5%. In the first year, you'll accrue interest on your $1,200. However, in the following year, you'll accrue interest not merely on the $1,200 you stashed away, but also on the interest you accrued in the previous year. This pattern continues year after year, with your money earning interest on the interest from preceding years. This phenomenon is referred to as the snowball effect. Much akin to a snowball rolling down a slope, accumulating more snow and expanding with each roll, your savings burgeon with each passing year, accruing more interest and becoming more formidable. However, a caveat: compound interest requires time to exert its influence. The longer you let your savings or investments proliferate, the more remarkable the compound effect grows. It doesn't focus on the initial amount you start with, but on the duration you allow it to grow. So if you're young and contemplating saving or investing, now's the time. Every ticking second is crucial in the realm of compound interest. The mantra is, it's never too premature nor too belated to start harnessing the advantages of this potent financial instrument. In the bigger picture, compound interest is akin to a loyal companion who assists you in accumulating your wealth, gradually and consistently, year after year. It's a slow and steady marathon, but the incentives at the finish line are certainly worth the patience. Bear in mind, the longer you save, the more formidable compound interest becomes. Chapter: Wrapping up compound interest. Let's conclude. Compound interest serves as your staunch ally in the quest of money multiplication. It's the clandestine component that causes your savings or investments to swell over time, much like a snowball escalating down a hill, accumulating more mass with each. Understand this. Compound interest is the interest earned on previously earned interest. It's not confined to your original investment or principal that accumulates interest. The interest that you've reaped previously also earns further interest. This intriguing feature is the charm of compounding, and that's why compound interest can speed up your money growth compared to simple interest. The calculation of compound interest doesn't necessitate any magical prowess, just a straightforward formula. The principal multiplied by 1 plus the interest rate, the result of which is raised to the power of the number of compounding periods. Grasping compound interest is crucial. It can steer you towards making informed financial decisions, may it be saving for unforeseen circumstances, investing for the long run, or settling a loan. Therefore, next time you ponder over your bank balance, don't forget the potency of compound interest.